Hello shape enthusiasts, and welcome back to another episode in our 1000% hard factory series. We are currently trying to wrap up the last of our task shapes and finish milestone 9 to get our final qualification. Now, we have just finished this task for in the details, and we can now decommission this factory and fix up some of our other factories and get the ball rolling on these last few tasks. Decommissioning this will free up staging 1 for more activities, and staging 1 will be perfect for some new shapes. Hold on, that's not part of staging 1, is it? Oh, it was part of staging 1. What is this thing? Yes. I was like, why is there more shapes being extracted here? Alright, staging 1 is now clear. We need to go through some of our other shapes now and just quickly figure out why they're not going, because we did kick some of them off. So let's figure out where everything is being done. My new sword, that's where we left off last episode. We got to fix that. Why is this shape not going? Let's have a look. We got this layer correct. Let's have a look at every single layer. That's the bottom layer. That looks very much like the bottom layer to me. Then we've got a pinned up this layer. Is that pinned up or is that not pinned up? Yes. That looks like the correct second layer to me. Then our third layer was probably the main issue. I don't see any problem with this. Is it just taking its sweet time to load up and be transported? Yeah, I think it's still switching over. It's just taking its sweet time, but that does look like the right shape to me. I'm gonna say that's fine for now. Can't really tell. Now, this one I think I pinned, but I haven't actually started it yet, but we'll start that in a second. We got to get the swords and this shape going, I guess. Ah, okay. So now we need to remove that and then do that. Oh, that's fine. Now, I said there's an easy way to sort of swap this like our milestone shape, but actually it's not, because if you look at it later, you're going to have to like take a quarter out of this and then pin it up. So we're going to do this the way we're actually doing milestone 9, sort of in quarters like this, rather than the proper way that you're meant to do this, which is using swapping. All right, let's go over to the factory and see what I'm talking about. So at the moment, there's 2 crystal makers that's making this. We need to get another 2 crystal makers making this. Basically exactly the same, but just magenta, right? So we've got 1 circle coming out here. We need another circle. Doesn't really matter what shape we use, but we just need diagonal shapes to work with. Where is magenta? Magenta's on that side. Okay. Let me cut these belts then. Make it slightly easier to work with, right? Don't need to do hops when we don't need to do hops. We use these circles to go make magenta. We need 4 belts of magenta, so we need another 2 blue. I like this asteroid, it's big. And then we need 2 red. Something like this. And that. We need this thing. Alright, that should make 4 belts of magenta. Then to the 4 belts of magenta, we need to do this exact same process. Let's hook up the color and let's bring the shapes in. Just like that, we should have another diagonal, exactly this, but magenta, right? Now we're going to steal the work from our milestone factory, because that's basically exactly what we need. We need to cut this out. Basically, we need exactly all of this. I'm just thinking, like, why even... We need this shape. So we basically need this entire system. Yeah, let's just copy this entire system over, right? In theory, that's exactly what we need. So let me get rid of my train system. Man. Sorry, let me do that again. Let me cut my train system and put it like all the way somewhere else. I don't want to like paste it and then go back and paste it again because it's going to cost lots of blueprint points. And we are slowly burning through all our blueprint points with these complex factories. So we can't be too crazy with them. 1 and 2. Wait, that's making the pin part. We don't want the pin part. We just want these 2 belts. So just basically this and all of this stuff. Okay. Theoretically, if I just put that here, we should end up getting the exact same result, right? You would think. That makes a lot of sense to me. But who knows with this game? Who knows? I might be doing something silly, but there's only one way to find out. Cool. That's cool. Red's coming. Someone said to me in the comments like, oh, why don't you validate all your work before you leave the area and then come back and make sure the shape's not being produced correctly? Well, I mean, we can use this as an example. My option 1 is to sit here and go, all right, is this shape going to produce correctly? Let's wait for the red to come through. Let's wait to see if that mixes into magenta. Let's see if that crystallizes properly. Let's see if this stacks properly. Let's see if this does that properly, whatever, right? Like, I'm going to be here for like 10 minutes before a shape comes out. Why? Wouldn't I rather use my time to like work on this shape now and then come back to see if this shape is being produced or not? You know, 50% of the time I get it right the first time, right? Anyway, that's how I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not going to sit around and wait for shapes to be done when I can be working on other shapes. I think that's more efficient. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think? We're going to make a lot of these weird crystal shapes. All right, so we've got the bottom layer. The bottom layer remains untouched. The next layer is that. And we need, how many shapes do we need to make this? So we're making 3 shapes. 3 shapes is a really awkward number. So I'm going to make 4 shapes and then use 3 of them, right? So we're going to grab 2 circles. Now, I wanted to belt the 2 layers here and then 2 layers like here, right? So let's get the circles out this way. We need 2 belts. Let's do it like here and here. So this belt can be this circle. Okay. Now we need to split these circles into 4 crisscrossies or checkerboards. Is it checkerboards? 2 diagonals basically. We need this and this. Don't want to do flippy shenanigans just in case it causes any weird issues. But basically I need 3 belts of that out, and that will give me the shape that I need, which is this shape. To that shape, I need to add crystal layers. I'm going to do a flip here. No, I'm not going to do a flip here. Do I want to do a flip here? I don't want to do a flip here just to get the crystals coming in. That shouldn't affect anything really. Yeah, let's do a flip here. I think the volume of shapes that I want to do in each crystal section is going to be 3, because the limiting factor is not 4 shape belts. It's more 3 crystal makers consume 1 full space pipe of liquid. So I think that's what's going to happen. So what I need is another 6 red. Oh man, that's easier said than done. I have to like pipe red from somewhere really far away. Either way, maybe this side, doesn't really matter. Let's just get it done. 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna, each asteroid you can assume will definitely fit 3. Some will fit 4, but I mean it's a lot of effort to fit 4 onto one asteroid. So I'm just gonna go with sets of 3. Bring that one over first. Bring that one up. And this should just be my new belt of red for this crystal shape. And it can't join to this belt of red, but it can go near it. Is that all happy? That looks all happy to me. And in theory, that should give us that thing. Okay, I've done this wrong, sorry. I can't crystal make first. This is crystal shapes. We're learning. Crystal making has to be done in order. So, oh lord. And then I should have done 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. Man, is it too late to switch that? Kind of. What I'm saying is, crystal layer needs to be done in order. It's not like my normal stacking layers where I can just stack 2, then stack 2, and then stack them all together. it needs to go through stacking first, then it can go through crystal making. Damn it. All right, that's fine. Like, I caught myself. You can't just do the crystal layer and then stack it. So we need to stack this first, then crystal make it. Let's do a stacking array then. Is it this? This is a stacking array? Top and bottom? Yeah. This is my 3x stacker, man. This is like my Mark 3.5 blueprints. Just put that there then. Alright, we'll get that in first, then we'll get that in, then we'll get that in. We'll grab these three and pipe them in. We'll probably get rid of this because we're not going to bring the color belt through this way now. We will bring the color belt in somehow. Okay, so now I've got my stacked crystal. I just want to make sure top is top, bottom is bottom. Yep, cool. That should give me that shape. Oh, I just noticed this needs a rotation, 90 degrees. So let's do that. Great, now that's rotated all correctly. Now all I need to do is crystal make that. This output. Why is there a thing on the end of my thing? What does this thing do? I don't know why there's a little module on the end of these. What does this thing do? It's a rotator. Why do I need to rotate it? I don't know. Did I copy it with a rotator? Am I going to regret not rotating it? I don't know. But basically this now needs to go through the crystal making process. So that needs to go somewhere. I suppose we can just do it like this now. Okay, we'll bring the red in here. Nope, one tile back. That, in theory, should work. Let's hook all that out to the train, and hopefully I've done that all correctly. See, now is a good time I should go check back. Maybe the commenter was saying I should go check sooner, instead of like doing all my tasks then coming back like 30 minutes later and being like, nope, done it wrong. All right, rotations time. So why isn't this coming out with the right shape? It is coming out with the right shape. Beautiful. It's just taking 3 years to travel down to the train. Why did I put my train so far away? What the heck? Man. It's alright. Maybe there'll be many, many more processes to do to this shape going forward, and the train does actually need to be there. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Not our limiting factor. A lot of the way I work is based on limiting factors. If it's something like, if I'm doing something dumb that's actually stopping me from progressing at an expedient rate, then that's when I'm like, okay, I'm done something dumb. If I'm doing something inefficiently, but it's not the slowest thing in the world, like in this case, we're going to be waiting for milestone 9 for the next like 4 episodes, right? So it's not going to matter if I do something at 95% efficiency, right? Anyway, these swords are coming. We've got to figure out how to get this sword to this sword. That was kind of a tricky task what we were doing at the end of last episode. So let me figure out how the heck to do that. Alright, I don't think there's any like sort of clever way to do this, but what I will do, like essentially if you just made this 3-star shape, you could then paint that shape yellow and then 3/4 destroy it to get 4 belts of it out. But since I'm doing 2 belts, it's kind of like really awkward. So I'm just going to make this emerald shape. Let's just make the emerald shape. So the emerald shape just needs another belt of yellow. Unfortunately, I will need to make another belt of yellow because I'm using all my yellow right now. Am I using all my belts of yellow? This is only using 1 belt of yellow. Okay, I don't need to make another belt of yellow. I just need to paint an emerald yellow. Let's start with painting an emerald yellow. Sometimes I work with these like singular shapes and I'm like, that doesn't feel right. Why am I working with a single Mark III painter. Should have probably changed my blueprint bar around like ages ago because I haven't used any of these singular blueprints for a really long time. But alright, let's start with a single yellow emerald, and to that I need 2 of the quarters out. So what I'm going to do is use my full to 4 quarter blueprint and then just dump the rest. So I just need 2 of these belts out. This should give me 2 yellow emeralds. I don't know which side it comes out of, but this thing is oriented correctly. So I just need to orient that correctly and stack it to this final shape, right? I also need 2 red star things. So I'm going to need to do a similar process with the star. We'll do it here and then we'll grab a red. Now, how many red am I peeling? 1, 2, 3. And how many red do I have? 3. I need another red. Damn it. Oh, this is so close to fits another red. What am I talking about? It does fit another red. I just am using the asteroid inefficiently. Alright, now I've got another red. So I should be able to peel this red and paint this thing. Okay. Plug everything in. Now to this, I also just need a quarter of this thing. So this should give me my 2 red star things. And given the direction that things are coming out, I'm going to assume the red star's coming out the right orientation. This needs to go through a 180-degree rotation though. So let's give that a 180-degree rotate. Then to this red thing, we need to pin push twice. Once, 1, 2. Alright. I just wanted to test this theory, right? What my theory is if you look at this previous shape, everything on the next stage of this shape is missing from this. It's a double pin push layer and then a yellow emerald. So what I'm thinking is if I pre-stack this thing into a diagonal shape and then drop it in, will it be clever enough to fill in the gaps? Let's have a look. So I need a double stacker thing like this. Now order doesn't matter. That's rotated in the right position. That's double pin pushed up. Excellent. Then we've got our 2 things. To that, we need to add these 2 layers. So basically a stacking process again. Which order does matter. That needs to be the bottom, which it is. Lovely. In theory, that should get us the next stage of our shape. We'll figure out what the next stage after that is going to be. Great. Pokeballs is also done. Let's clean up. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Look, another shape is done. We're up to 31. We've only got 6 more shapes to do, or 6 more tasks to do. Out of those 6 tasks, there's like 24 shapes more to do. All right, let's go to Pokeballs. Let's get rid of the Pokeball factory. I think this was a totally bespoke factory that I can just gut completely, right? Yup. Totally bespoke factory. Got that completely. What about unnamed marker here? Oh, this shape. Alright, Pokeball can be deleted. Less confusing for us. That's another shape down. Now, we marked ourselves... Oh, this thing's going now. See, there was no problem with it. I sat there staring at it for ages, trying to make sure it's correct. And that was the waste of time. I should have just come back, you know, 20 minutes later and been like, oh, it's not going, therefore there's something wrong. Anyway. Let's go check our work on this shape before we continue. That doesn't look anything like what I want. What the heck is this thing? Huh? What have I done? I've done something really funky. Why is there a full circle appearing? Oh. The top and the bottom is spun around. That is such a trippy thing. Like, that was not a intuitive jump to make me go, all right, it's just the thing you swapped around. Because it was like, how did I get a full thing out of it and where did the crystals go? So the reason is because of these things being flipped around and this crystal layer being on top. When it gets dropped down, the crystal shatters And because the crystal is shattered, there's no gap between these two shapes, and it goes and forms this full shape. Amazing, right? That's a crazy concept. Well, it's not that crazy. It's just the first time I've seen that. So it's interesting to me that that is a thing that happens. But yeah, that should be now correct. Hopefully, we'll check back in on it again. Like I said, it takes like 10 minutes for the damn shape to flush out and change itself. Is there issues with these, like other issues that I'm not seeing? Because why are these belts completely blank and have never filled up? No, they have filled up. They're just... No, they've like never filled up. There's got to be some other issues in the system. Hold on. These two things are not connected. There you go. Done. That's enough bug fixing. As a data engineer, you tend to fix things iteratively rather than, it's like the waterfall approach versus the agile approach. You know, you don't just do things all in one go. You have to do things iteratively. All right, I need a staging area for this thing. So which staging area was free? This devil shape. All right, let's go into my tasks and let's pin this next shape. I'll copy the shape code and we will do it in this staging area. Let me just make sure that we have enough shapes here to deal with this, and enough color, to be honest. Color is actually the main issue, not shape. Milestone 8. Well, there's a lot of green down here. There's a lot of red and blue here and some green here. It should be fine. We'll figure it out. We've already got 4 reds. And where's the green coming from? There's like 3 blues there. And the green is coming from somewhere. All the way out here. All right, and then there's 3 greens. All right, cool. I think staging 1 will be good enough. Let's just double check the shape portion of things. So the shape portion, basically the shape doesn't exist. We just need a full emerald, 2 full emeralds basically. All right, cool. So this one, I discussed that basically we need to just make it in 2 halves and then deal with it afterwards. So let's make the first half first. It's just a circle. And the thing, how many shapes? The volume of this shapes is so low. I'm just gonna make 2 belts of it just for simplicity. So I need 2 half circles to start with. So let's get that going. We'll do the side of this side first. So for 2 half circles, very, very simply, we will just get our full to 2 diagonal. No, full to... What's it called? It's called a cutter. Cutting 1 to 2. Gotta be consistent with your naming, guys. Now we should have 2 half circles, and then to the half circles we just need to make magenta. So magenta is just red and blue. So let me do all my color mixing shenanigans out here, I guess. It doesn't really matter where I do it, but I don't want to do it in the mix. So in the mix. That wasn't meant to be a pun. That wasn't a very funny pun either way. So if I got 2 belts, I need 4 color mixes. So let me get my 4x design color mixer and let me just bring it, I guess here, right? Because it's red and blue to make magenta. So basically it's just this. Great. Then I really need to save this thing with its output belts to save myself time, because we're going to be doing this 10 billion more times. Control S, save as, into 4x design color mixer. Alright, cool. Now it's got the little thing. So here's my belt of color. What do I need to do to this thing? So I've got my 2 things. I just need to crystal make now. So I can copy my original design. I can just make a new one. Doesn't really matter. We need 2 crystal makings. How do I usually insert the color from the crystal makings? That's the output. We want the output there. Shapes can come in here. Yeah, I suppose we can just do like 1 here and 1 here. Why am I redesigning this? I just copy my color mixer belting from my other thing. Silly. Reinventing the wheel. No matter, let's just belt that in. They still haven't figured out how to get color space belts to properly do stuff, but that's fine. Okay, so this should give me the correct this shape twice, which we just need to output it. Our output's all the way over here. Alright, that shape is now going. Excellent. Everything's going, except for this shape. Should we check it now? It's going. Have faith in yourself, Alan. God. Hello, I am back. I just went to get a coffee because all my shapes were sort of going. I thought it would be a good time for a coffee break, and hopefully that'll wake my brain up and stop me from doing dumb stuff. Alright, this thing's almost done. Like another batch of it and it's done. Is there enough buffered in the storage? No, there's not, but I think there's enough buffered on the belt to finish, right? Let's figure out what the last part of that shape is. That is the last part of the shape. We can just deconstruct it very soon. 120k. Yeah, I think that's definitely done, right? I'm gonna risk it. I'm just gonna deconstruct this factory now. Oh, I shouldn't have done the belts. I'm silly. Imagine if that's not enough. Oh my god. I'm just gonna wait for this train so I have the undo. That was so dangerous. Look at me gambling with my factories. Gambling with my blueprint points. Alright, I'm gonna deconstruct the rest of this stuff. Give me a second. Alright, I'm gonna keep this color mixing bit because we're gonna use this area to do the next shape. So this is the last shape. Let's have a look at what is involved in this lovely last shape. The bottom layer is very, very simple. Then this layer is reasonably simple. We just gotta stack the red thing on and then put a crystal thing in, right? Then what do? Then we stack a white layer and then we stack that's easy. Then, the heck, some tricks are happening. But then we cut the whole thing in half. Then we duplicate what we've done to make this. But then we flip it. The heck? I feel like there's no easy way to get from this shape to this shape, because when we cut this thing in half, we remove the green crystal layer, which is excellent, right? But then what the heck? This shape is just something completely different. I feel like it's easier to then just make this shape from scratch rather than try to like duplicate what we've done here and then flip it and then asymmetrically flip it. Also, this shape is super easy to just make from scratch. I think we'll do process up to this point. Then here, we're just going to delete the factory and start again. I feel like that's the easiest way to make that shape. What do you guys think? I could be wrong, but yeah. Now, we want to make this in volumes of 3. Let me just pin the task. So pin that. Let me copy this shape code. And do that over here. What staging are we in? 2. Alright, let's do this shape first. So this shape is going to need a thingy-mabob. It's 2 squares and 2 circles. I'm going to make my 1 to 4 thing because I want to do this in volumes of 3 because it's got 200k of the shape. So 2 squares, 2 circles. Great. Then I just need my new 4x blueprint thing, 4-4 rearrange. Then we just need to rearrange it. Obviously, we need to crisscross these belts. Give it a little bit of room. Why am I always never giving myself enough room? We need to go square, circle, square, circle. So square, circle, square. So these two just need to swap positions. I really need to make a swapping thing like this. But can't I use my something or other? Because essentially I just want this to go here and this to go here. No, there's no thing that does that. Let me just quickly make one. It might come in handy later. I don't want to make new blueprints at this point in the game just because it's like we're almost finished. So it's like kind of silly. But essentially we just want to do this. This is a blueprint I was thinking about making for a really long time. Because I was like, we need something to swap things. We don't have to make a good blueprint, we just need to make a functional one. There we go. That's like a little swappy blueprint. We're gonna copy that up 3 levels. Great. Now, in theory, that should give me the correct shape. I just got to make sure this thing is in the right order. I don't think it's in the right order. Top right is a square. Circle, square, circle. Yeah, that should be the correct final shape, to which we need to paint this all yellow. So we can put it through our 4x painter, of which we only need three paints, but it's all right. We'll just 4x paint it. Why is this all not merged into like one paint belt? Okay. I feel like I've done this the dumbest way possible, because can't I just have weaved one paint belt across and then peeled it? What the hell was I thinking? Alright, we need 4 yellows. So instead of blue here, we want green here. Let me just cut the inputs to this. Something like this. That should give me the green and the red. Yeah, that should be happy. That should now give me yellow. Let me just get rid of this. And then undo to put everything back. That should give me yellow. Now the yellow needs to come over. Give it some room to do shape processing in case I need whatever shape that is. Then we just need to bring that over here. Now that should paint all of this yellow, and that's my bottom layer. On top of which I need to stack 4 red quarter circles. So I need another circle. And then that circle needs to be painted red. So where does all my shape processing start? I just need 1 belt of red. At the moment I'm using 2. What is going on? Why is it coming from? There's 3 here. And what the hell is this red? There's 4 here. What am I doing? Let me peel off the red from things that make logical sense. What this was just laziness, right? Yep. Earlier laziness, past Alan, is confusing future Alan. Excellent. Just peel this red off here and bring it over. That's fine. Now we just need to paint this shape and start the processing wherever we started the processing here. So we need a... Wait, no, we just need a regular painter. Which is just that. Like that. Great. Now to the painter, we need to add our cutting 1 to 4, 4 to 4 quarters. Right. Then to this and this, we just need to stack them together. Now I don't need 4 of these because I'm only crystal making 3 of them for now. So I'm just going to do 3. So we'll pull 3 belts out. I mean, I could pull 4 belts out. Doesn't really matter. Pull 4 belts out. And then we just need to stack these 2 shapes together. So I need my 4x stacking. I'm going to move this train system out a little bit because I feel like the crystal shapes need a lot more process, like an extra stage of processing, because they need to continually stack on top of one another. So I need to build my 4x stacker, and we can do that. Oh, and make sure the top is the top. Nope. Give that a flip. Get that one in here, get this one in here, and then these 2 can come in like this and like this. So that should in theory give me the correct shape output, but then to that I need to make green crystals on top of it. So I need 3 times 6, so I need 6 belts of green. So I've got 2 belts here. Excellent. I need another 4 belts of green, and no green is being used currently. You know what, go away white, you're confusing me. This is like, I tried to like leverage and reuse my old system, but it's actually just confusing me more. So I'm just going to get rid of it at this point. And so the red is being used 3 times, and there's 3 red here. That's perfect. 1, 2, and 3. So that red is fully consumed now. Let me make that a little bit clearer to myself. Go away, multiple blue belts. The red can just come in here. This is the new red. When in doubt, just start again. It's easier rather than try to leverage and reuse this work. Sometimes leveraging and reusing doesn't work out well for you, you know? It's like sometimes you just gotta... Yep, there we go. That's better. So now the 3 red is being used. I need a green. I need 6 greens. So I got 2 greens here. Let me just bring a new belt of greens. There's not going to be a belt around here where I can make 6 greens, is there? Oh man. There's a 3 here. And maybe I can take 3 here. I'm going to hook these 2 belts together to make a full 6 belt of green. Then this is my new green, and this is a full 6 belt of green. So I'm going to bring that 6 belt of green out to the side here, and then we're going to put this through the crystal making process. So I'm going to steal the crystal making process from here, I believe, because this has got a nice little 3 crystal making process set up nice and easily. Then we're going to go back to staging 2, and we're going to just plop it down, and the color is even coming out of the right spot. Excellent. Just need to hook these belts up correctly, so this one can just go straight. This one doesn't matter which 3 we use in theory. You can use these 3. Oh, what is? Okay, just completely random stuff is coming out, but I think that's the right shape. This one. Then that's going to go through green crystal making, and that's a full belt of 6 green. So I don't see any issue with that whatsoever. There is issue with this shape though, because it hasn't been made. The shape is being made over here. What the heck happened? Or did this just not deliver? We've got magenta going. We've got half circles. We've got this shape. Is this something tricky? There's a pin pushing process going on. Of course it's a pin pushing process going on. Why would the shape just be very straightforward and easy? No way that's the case. Then we just pin push up. Pin pushing doesn't destroy crystals, so we should be fine. All right, great. So before I end this episode, now that we've finished, well, not finished, but we've got all our tasks going, we can now start looking into which ones we need to optimize and double up, because this is way too slow. I mean, I could just let my game run in the background for the next 10 hours and eventually it'll just finish, but I think that's a bit of a cop-out, so I'm going to go and make more factories. This is a factory making game after all, so why don't we take this process, let's condense it, and then let's duplicate it somewhere else. So I want to make it all in triple version. Is that smart to do? Then I need 6 whites. Oh no, it's not smart to do because of the white. Nah, let's just duplicate this process. I was going to make a triple version of everything, but I think that's more of a headache. So let's see if I can't condense this process here. So let's bring this over here. Oh wait, these 2 shapes are done. All right, sword. Never mind. Maybe for the end of this episode, we will instead fix up these 2 shapes and then we'll call it. Let's go and do swords. So what is happening to my sword? That was that, yes, okay. And then to the sword, we just need yet another hilt. Is this whole thing a 3-layer shape? Really? I just need a white. This thing. That's very easy to make, I think. Unless I'm missing something. We need emeralds. We need white emeralds. Just gonna do this here, I don't really care anymore. So we've got 4 white coming out here. How much white are we consuming? We're only consuming 2 of the white, so I can just steal 1 of the whites. Here. Then I can get my painter in. Then that should give me white emeralds, to which I just need to full to 2 diagonal, right? Which is just this. Then with that full to 2 diagonal, I did it here and I now instantly regret it because I need to get these belts out somehow. There we go, full to 2 diagonal of these. Then we just need to stack that on. So we just need another stacking process like this. Like that. And this thing needs to be the top. So let's flip it. Line it up with something. then bring them in. Is that it? That's a very simple fix. We'll come check in on that in a second. I think we need to do a rotation at some point. So this is coming out rotated correctly. Excellent. Yeah, I think that makes the full sword. Make sure we actually hook the outputs in. Great. Let's do these two shapes and then we'll call the episode. All right, what is this shape doing? This shape is happening in my bespoke factory area, and we've gone from this to this. Now, this is where things get a little bit funky, because what we can do is just take a quarter of this and crystal make it into cyan instead, right? So let's change the process a little bit. So we just need 2/4 now of this. Let me just cut this part so I don't confuse myself. We're going to change this process entirely, because we don't need any sort of stacking to make this, right? It's just a single layer crystal shape. So let's remove this process. What is this? This is a swapping process. Yeah, we don't need to swap anything anymore. So let's remove the swapping section out of here. We don't need this either. So we'll just leave. I'm going to cut the belt. I'm not going to cut the other stuff. But basically to this, we just need to get this through 2 crystal makers now. And that should make that. Where's my crystal making process? Did I delete the crystal? Oh no, the crystal making process is here. So we just need this. Basically this cyan can just reroute over here and make this shape now. I feel like it's more efficient to just redo the process than try to go from the last shape to the next shape. But we'll see. Right? Is that right? Because it's a quarter shape coming in here, and then if you add cyan crystals to this, that should be the 3/4 cyan part. Then we just need to route that in. Cool. And then we got this shape to do now. So let's go ahead and do that shape, and then we will end the episode there. It keeps not letting me end the episode because there's so many different shape things to do. All right, let's see what happened from here to here. I think it just made another one of these things, right? And then you just stack that on and then crystal make it again with another 4 reds. 10 billion reds later. Every single one of these is like 6 reds. Holy moly. Why did I do this at this scale? I'm insane. All right. Let's just keep going. So to this shape, let me cut this, give myself some room. We need to do this again. Let's do it here. We need another 2 circles. Yeah. Great, so that'll give me my 3 of these out. And I don't need to rotate it this time because it's in the right rotation. But I need to stack it first, then I need to crystal make it. So let's bring them out. Okay. Then I need to merge it to make crystals. So we need to do some sort of stacking. Where's stacking? Stacking is here. Now the top and the bottom do matter in this case. So I need to make sure I flip this correctly. It's these 3 belts. Ooh, let me just cut them somewhere that I know where it's happening. So basically this one needs to go in here. This one needs to go in here, and this one needs to go in here. And then that should give me the stacked shape to which I need to add crystals now. So I need this crystal making process over here, and then I need new reds. Okay. New reds. I mean, there's 3 here. Where's another 3 red? Nowhere to be found. There's 3 here and 3 here we can bring in. Okay. One, 2, 3. See, even this asteroid is annoying to fit another one in. And then there's 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Let's get some red going here. Do it this way. The quantity of red that you need to make this is just insane. Something like that. Why is this train doing crazy things? That's a milestone 7 train. I could just train line here, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, cool. So this should come out with the correct stacked shape, no? Yes? Yes. Cool. That should be working. That looks like the correct stack shape to me. Beauty. You know, at some point, all of these shapes is need to turn white. You're gonna need a lot of white as well. Holy moly, this shape is super annoying. But that's it, guys. I think that's enough for this episode. I think we're about to approach the 50-minute mark. Let's just go over the plan for the next episode. So now that all of these shapes are going, we sort of know that milestone 9 is lagging behind by a mile, if you will. So we need to like sort of optimize this factory a little. Like by optimize, I don't mean change how it works. I just mean I just want to condense it a little bit smaller, because I might need to like copy and paste this like 8 or 9 times to get this volume out. I don't know, like at the rate that it's currently going, an entire episode, it went from like basically nothing to what, like 130k. So we made like 100k in an hour episode. If I were to let it run at this rate, we're gonna need like 10 episodes to finish this thing off. So we definitely need to duplicate this entire factory process, but I don't want to just copy and paste it in its current state because it's super messy at the moment. So I'm just thinking about like condensing some stuff, nothing like too crazy. Can we like shift all this up one? Something like this, like, I'll just show you guys one example. So something like this. Bring this in, bring this in, bring this in, right? We don't need all of that doing crazy nonsense. So then this is gonna come in, whatever. Then this belt. Wait, this is 4 different crystal things. It's 2 different color belts. All right, that's fine. So then we can do something like this. Oh, there was a reason I did that before. Something like this. And this one can come in from the other side. Something like that. Are the colors coming in somewhere random? Yeah. So yeah, we got the colors and the shapes coming in. That's the first stage, right? Then the next stage of the factory is this crazy shenanigan. So we've got 4 belts of each coming out like that. And then they need to form into these 4 belts in this exact order. So we can take something like this and we can bring it over here. And we'll use like the minimum space necessary to do this, right? So it's not as long. Let me just cut out all of these belts and then figure out what that minimum space is. So something like maybe here, I'm guessing. Then I'm using up all my blueprint points to do this. I don't know why, but kind of silly. I want to make the factory smaller, I guess. Something like this. This is plenty of space to do it, right? Now it's already so much smaller than this. And then after that, we need to do this process, and this process, and get all the inputs. And I want all the inputs maybe like coming out here to make it simpler. Now it doesn't even, so like shape wise, it's pretty simple to do this factory because it doesn't even matter what shape we shove into here, as long as we shove 2 diagonal shapes in of any sort, because they all get destroyed and it's a pure crystal shape. And then we just need to do this pin pushing process, which just is pretty simple as well. And I want to condense this pin pushing process somewhere into the factory as well. We'll do all that next episode. Then we will take this factory and we'll plop it down like 4 or 5 times somewhere in the world and get this going at a reasonable speed to match the rest of this stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Before we close out, let's just quickly go through and check our shapes. This one is done. Excellent. This one is this. Where is it? That's this shape, I think. Yeah. All right, this shape is not going, so let's figure out why, because I haven't sent it anywhere. What am I doing? Let's close the episode out where everything makes sense instead of closing the episode out with 30,000 bugs. And then I'm going to get in the comment section. People are like, you're the worst data engineer ever. You don't know how to do things. Get out of here. But I would agree with you. You know, you have a valid point. Yeah, this is just a crap from the old system. Let's figure out my swords. Obviously, my swords are broken too. They should have been done by now. That looks like the sword to me. Not really. Kind of looks funky. Copy the shape code. When in doubt, just do it on a notepad. WAF would love this. Copy the shape code. Compare it. Something's funky here. Look at that. SR. WWWW. What? What have I done? Double pin. That double pin changed to a single pin. Are you serious? Is that a thing? That's a trick. That's not my fault. That's a trick. This was double pin 2 layers up. Ha ha ha, you piece of crap. Where's my double pinning? That needs to be a single pin. Go notepad. Oh man, stop that. I'm turning into WAF. I'm working in shape codes instead of looking at things visually. Stop. Alright, this thing is going, this thing is going. Alright, so in theory, I still just want to make sure it's actually going, not pretend going. So let's just double check that this shape code is also correct before we close out. I mean, I don't need to check the shape code on this one. This one looks very correct. All right, good. I am satisfied with everything. If there are bugs, I will fix them next episode. Don't you guys stress in the comment section. I got this. I got this. We have progressed this far. We'll get to the end. I know I probably could have progressed this far a lot faster, knowing the things that you know, but I mean, that's with everything in life. If you, in retrospect and hindsight, everything is always simple and you're always an idiot. So I think I've done okay. We are now 34 hours into the game. We are, what, 25, 26 episodes deep? Oh man, the series has taken forever, but it's been a fun journey, guys, and it is not the destination that matters. It is the things that we learnt along the way. And come on, we have learnt a lot of things on the way. Look at this. We've got an entire new set, an entire new tier of blueprints going. We've learned how swappers work and all that fun stuff. And we're going to take all that information and hopefully somehow apply that to hex mode and try to do things in a more clever way in the future. But for now, we're going to leave it at that. And we're going to come back next episode and we're going to massively upscale all these factories and we're going to finish the game hopefully next episode. Not promising anything because there's still 200k of this shape process to do. These shape processes are basically going to take a while. So maybe one episode, maybe 2 episodes, I don't know. But we are almost done, guys. We are almost done. But that's all for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you're enjoying the series, don't forget to like and sub. We've also got a Discord you can come and chill with us in. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.